I didn't get any new runes on either of the last two levels, I think. Well, the level 3 or my new level 4. Yeah, so with each level gained, they're allowed to master one rune plus their charisma bonus. So in my case, that would be 4 per level that I can master. So, yeah. Well, no, to learn it, to learn one that you've got is translating. Um, First level, they translated each of the runes. Okay. Once a rune has been translated, the rune mark knows it permanently. They do not need to retranslate it. The rune mark will eventually come across runes that are not in the codex, the runes of the initiate. To translate such a rune requires successful charisma check and at least 1 week of study to translate a new rune. Once rune mark has translated a rune, it's added to the list of runes they can master and use. But from what it says, that doesn't apply to any of the runes in Runes of the Initiate, and that's a list of around 30 runes that I would just be able to master without needing to learn anything. Okay. Well, we're still on our first day. We didn't get the night anyway. That's one of the things. It's because we have such a gap between sessions, things seem to take longer than they actually are. Because as I say, we haven't had any downtime at all since we were level 2. So.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Like I was saying, he would basically be going around town, good works, trying to, work Tuvos' will, that kind of thing. No, that must have been Sora, because I did not.
It was me, yeah. But I
We
don't
definitely
know if
did.
anyone else leveled up as well. Okay, I'm also going to make another static rune while we're there back to the library, because I didn't make one before, also on one of the days. I'll also put Armor Runicus back on Sorek's armor during that time.
I don't think I have any of them actually.
Yeah. Tattoo of Defense, and I'll just paste them into the chat because I have them written on my character sheet. I'll put them into general.
So just the Defense and Blessed Fervor.
Yeah. So we all have these two tattoos. So at some point while we're in Anokai, we'll certainly inform you about these and ask you if you're interested in seems to just spending time with us, in joining us in this group inking, let's say.
I would be honored.
Okay, and I will also, now I see it, because I never actually used one, so we never actually used the Tattoo of Defense, I will activate one of my static runes for the Tattoo of Defense.
So that's say for example, defense, it physically requires us to all be to back. Right?
I think you just need to be back to back with any one of the party. So if you are in hand-to-hand combat and you go back to back with Sorak, then you two will get that bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's not that the whole party has to be standing in a close circle all back to back. Although if we did, we would all get the +2. But if just two people are in hand to hand and they go back to back, then they get the +2.
Okay.
Okay. So one bit of, we'll call it lore, that Arista will sort of stumble across in the library, because I know she's interested in finding about the marked ones. She will find a book that's basically a book of legends, and one of such legend talks about a time past where there were many worlds spread across different planes, or perhaps time and space. And um, someone foresaw that these worlds each had a power deep in their core. And I mean world. When I say world, I mean planet. Some sort of powerful thing in their core, some powerful entity. and that they attempted to perform a ritual that lasted 3 months. It was very intense, very long, very exhaustive ritual that was meant to combine the worlds and combine the power of these um, core entities, power entities, and that something went awry, as it always does, at the last minute. And instead of the intended outcome, the worlds actually ended up colliding, and they fragmented and were sent streaming off into space in various directions. And when they collided, they transferred creatures and myth and powers and inhabitants and geography. It was as if you took two, eggs and smashed them together. They sort of combined and traded essences and material.
So it really just smushed everything up and confused everyone and everything.
And yet there were fragments that were sent off flying. So it did not come out as a cohesive whole. It kind of shattered and sent pieces flying. But the pieces were themselves mishmash, a mix-up of the various worlds.
So it's possible that one of these shards strikes another world that was not involved in the initial collision. And interesting. Is it possible to have this as some sort of text for next time so that everyone's on the same page with it?
Oh yes, of course.
I think that's quite an important one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw somebody message Thorak. Okay, well, I guess unless there's anything else specifically we're looking to do, we can assume that the week passes and yeah, I'm sorry, let me review the note here on the defense ward. So +3 at 4 and 5. Okay, so you would be at +3 AC on the defensive rune. Okay.
That could be level over 2. Yeah. That might be a touch OP. Slightly overpowered. You might want to dial that back a bit.
The
And also, you don't mention how big the circle is.
I was just thinking that it could be OP. Depends on if the circle's like a 2-foot circle or if it's a 20-foot circle.
Yeah, you've got to give me a hug if you want to get the benefit of it.
All right. Yeah. No. I agree. Maybe it's a little bit. So we'll just drop it to rune level. I'm sorry. Level divided by 2. So 2 AC here at 4 and 5,
Okay.
and then I would say probably like a 12-foot circle. I think you could fit 3 or 4 people in that easily. I'll just run up to 15. That way it draws nicely on the squares. On the grid, rather. I think that's the whole party. Okay. Any other housekeeping, or are we ready to return?
I don't know. The muted magic also doesn't have a range and has a guesstimate percent failure. I don't know if you want to keep that one. but it's the range there that we need that's more important.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that could scale with level a bit.
Yep.
So it's like level times 10 feet. No, that's a bit too much. Level times 5 feet, maybe. No,
Oh,
maybe
the
level times
range.
10. Yeah.
Sorry.
So 40 feet would be 8 squares. That's a bit much, but then
Yep.
40 times 5 is only 24 squares. That's pretty close. Yeah, I think times 5, level times 5 feet might be fair.
Okay. Sounds reasonable. And I think I was thinking you got a 50% chance of success actually, plus 5% every level. So at 4th level, it would be 70% success. Ah, that's Jen. Speak of the devil. Hang on 1 second, fellas. Hey, what's up?
You guys are playing, aren't you?
We're playing, yeah.
Okay. I'll drop in to say hello, but I have homework to do and I'm exhausted.
We didn't
so.
expect you to call. I didn't expect you.
Okay. Okay, then I won't. I just realized that I didn't take into account the proper time difference. I am sorry. Goodbye.
Okay,
I'll call
bye.
later.
Okay, bye. Okay. That was the mage calling to say she couldn't play.
Shame.
Uh,
Yeah, if Sorek's not going to join, then I suggest we just tidy up any housekeeping, sort out stuff just for us for the week in Airlock Eye, and then maybe call it.
Yeah.
If there's only 2 of us. So.
Okay.
So, Tor can maybe get his tattoos and stuff sorted. And
Yeah.
how long does it take to apply this? Is it just like a normal tattoo, or is it more?
Yeah, like an evening, a couple of hours, 3-4 hours maybe. These aren't
Okay, cool.
now I say that having never had a tattoo, I assume those things can take a couple hours. Or for something fairly simple.
Yeah.
I need to start thinking
Some of the ones you
of
see around here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, I can imagine some of those things can take months because they have to go back for a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, because that was the 3rd level, so. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So this is how it's work. I reread the muted magic. The idea is that the rune is active, and anybody attempting to cast within the radius, within the or diameter, within the sphere, has a chance of spell failure. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm catching up to my my own writing from a couple months ago. Right. So at this level, they would have
a
what
70% chance
70.
of failure. Yeah, that
Yep.
was my understanding of it. So
Yep.
it wasn't
Okay.
that was my chance of success. It was their chance of failure.
Right. So yeah. So I
So
don't.
if they
Yeah. I don't
cast
want to.
2 spells, then they get 2 chances to get a success. So.
Yep. And it essentially is blocking just sort of a radius, essentially around your party. It's not going to be too big of an area. We got that. We got that. Watchful Eye. Oh yeah. That was the first one you did. Okay.
So yeah, I'm now thinking of the new possibilities with Watchful Eye, because that's going to be nice for static runes. But
Yeah.
it's to think about the possibilities.
Yep.
But it's like the more static runes that I get, the more that I'm just burning on stuff that I need anyway, like the Tattoo of Defense one now, because we only used to have one person charging into combat, so I didn't really bother maintaining that static rune. But now we've got 2 people who can potentially go into combat, then that's more worthwhile.
Yeah.
And that's my extra static rune I got for this level already burned. So yeah,
Right.
the problem is all these portals that I'm holding open, they're really a drain.
Yes.
But that's as intended.
Yep. Okay. Well, unless there's anything else, Tori, you got anything else you want to look into or research, or you're just gonna do good deeds?
No, I really don't. I'm basically just working on finding my role in the group. So I don't have anything that's going to demand any of their time. So I'm kind of just taking the time that they're using and just going about doing good deeds, etc.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll be better known in Aonokai than we will soon. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
that you actually hit on something there, so that's something to consider. Well, here and the keep and the area around the keep too. So, in fact, I would say there's a pretty good chance that your names have already carried on the wind, so to speak.
As if we didn't have enough trouble already.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, at least one faction knows of you. They sent that dwarf and his militia, or his guardsmen, to ambush you.
Yeah,
So you got that to look forward to.
The dwarf for the twin.
Well, that's something else we'll be doing during our week is using the ointments and lotions on Jen's character for
That's
the
right.
side effects from that sleep that we had,
Yes.
our little nap.
And I will relate to her. I'll tell you now, but I'll relate it to her as well. That's a few of those wounds do leave a sort of a scar. So it's a little bit like what is it, chicken pox,
Oh yeah, yeah.
where occasionally some of the whatever they are, the sores, leave a small scar. I have a couple from my childhood. So
Yeah.
Perhaps something made with a Nazgul blade,
perhaps something with a what?
something like that. Something made with a Nazgul blade. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. Nothing quite so dangerous. It's just it's a physical blemish. It's not nothing. Yeah, not quite so.
Burned into her soul.
Exactly.
I think that physical.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Okay. Well, Tor, on the note, and we've talked there. I do have something planned for you, but I think this is not the place for it. So I think once you return to the caves, we can.
That's fine.
When you get to the next level, we will.
The other aspect of my level, I pinged you a message, Mark.
Oh, okay.
Because I get a new ability, but I want to know how your thoughts are on how that'll work. Whether it's just collecting herbs, some of them may be hard to find, or purchasing them, or it comes in handy maybe for this medication we just knocked up for Jen, for Arista.
Right. Let me think about that and get back to you. That's I didn't realize that was part of Runemark. Is they become also an enchanter of a sort. Well, not quite an alchemist.
They're kind of that's kind of one of the core things of the class is actually starting to make things as they get set up. Now I haven't got a smithy or anything where I've been able to take advantage of that yet, but that's a fairly big thing. It's quite central to the class later towards some of the higher levels, because they start using parts of their selves to imbue into some sort of magical construct. So relics, they make relics, and those
Ah.
can have certain special attributes. But that's really high level stuff. But that's
Right.
what it's gradually building up to with the smithing and the enchanting and that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, I
And
definitely
it
think.
all kind of fits when you think about the runes, and particularly with the static runes, that you are placing a kind of an enchantment on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just starting to build on that from this level on.
Yep, I totally get it. Okay. Well, I certainly won't deny it. I guess it's 'cause obviously you're going to get it well, you get it at 4 or you get it at 5. Well, 4th level.
At fourth level, I get what I just
Yeah,
sent
Jess sent it.
you.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to get that. The question is, how do you take advantage of it going forward? How do you utilize it?
Because there's also a section on. Hang on, I'll send you the bit before that
Yeah.
that I haven't really used that much. But
Well, I've got the Rumark book, so I was in the Kickstarter and then promptly set it aside. So I'll dig it out and take a look. Yeah, especially since Arista is not. She's sticking more mainline kind of traditional uh, wizard,
yeah,
and less kind of not primal. Yeah, since she's not really taking this tact as much anymore. So okay, you got 5 extra HP. Okay, well, that's good.
yeah. I rolled that up in the thing.
Alrighty, yeah, alchemy. Yep. Oh, okay. Yes, nice. The properties of flesh, blood, and bone. All right. Cool. Oh, part botanist too.
Yeah, but as I say, this starts kicking in really at level 4, so
Yeah.
that's where you get the first actual abilities from it. So.
All right. Well, let me dig into this week, and then hopefully we can all get together again next week and get back into some action. Speaking of plans for
Cool.
the caverns, are you thinking continue to explore the one you're in, or I mean, because you still got a dozen other cave systems to explore.
Yeah, I was thinking to move on because we're not up for taking out the dragon, and that pit was quite deadly, and I don't think there's much else in this particular cavern, if I remember correctly. So
Okay.
my feeling is to move on. I don't know what Tor thinks.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Well, I know Tor is still looking to rescue some sort of merchant. So.
But my static rune to
Yeah,
the
that's.
caverns goes to
I'm
location 3 in Cavern C.
Okay. What are we gonna say, Tor?
I'm really just kind of. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really just under the impression that rescue that gave my word to the group for as long as that.
Right.
Yeah, because we didn't find that person we're due to rescue yet, and I'm just hoping they're not behind the dragon.
Well, and again, to be clear, that they were dragon-like creatures. That's not necessarily to say they were dragons, but they definitely looked mean and menacing. So.
And discretion is the better part of valor. So.
Exactly. Yep. I won't blame you for being cautious.
At least we can surveil more portions of these caverns and sort of try to get a better idea.
Yeah, and let's see, reveal area. So we saw A. There's a B. There's a O up there, an N, M. I'm trying to reveal the cave entrances here.
Yeah, it seemed to be clutching.
So I believe you kind of had this whole area down here. Or did we? No, not that one. You had this one. And you had all of this one. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of caverns.
Oh yeah.
We've done 2.5 of them. Maybe 2 3/4, I don't know.
Well, you can almost do a whole
Quarter.
campaign on this thing.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe B or O. Approximately, speaking from which ones are to where we are now.
Well, we can also check to see which ones have kind of traffic in and out of them. If we get someone who's got any kind of tracking skills to tell us which ones are the most traversed, they might be the ones to target.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
See
that's
if
something
Alkeus
you
has
could
anything
do,
like
or
that.
Alkeus, or yeah.
No, Alkeus doesn't have anything like that. I might have an option. I might have an ability. I have an enhance, so there might be an option for me to use as far as picking up set or more recent, something along those lines.
Oh, and
But I don't
Q
have
looks like a
tracking
nightmare.
per
It's
se.
got water flying out of it. Yeah. That one will have to wait until I've learned the water breathing rune.
Can't hurt. So, Mark, what do you think about that? Would that be an applicable usage for my enhanced sense of smell to just perhaps move about the entryways and see if there's any more recent?
Yeah, I'd say that would be a reasonable. Yeah, you could smell. And if I think of it like a dog, you could definitely tell if there's recent scent track and maybe even if it's familiar to you, what kind of. Well, I would certainly say you know how to smell
Okay,
orc.
maybe we can try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an easy one. Yeah. All right, well, that's an option. Maybe Sora has something, or Jen. Maybe they have something else.
My first character was an orc, and the sense of smell came in very, very handy. So,
Yep.
yeah, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's what we'll pick up then next
Cool.
week. And I say we just play on, and whoever's here is here. So, oh, there was one down here I missed. I don't think we went in D, so.
I'm just going to roll a stat a minute just to see if it picks up the level correctly. And there goes a good roll. Such a shame. Yeah. All working good.
Cool. Actually, was that
All right,
the
well.
room? No, I think this was the room that has the door that's barred. Yes.
Room 11.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I remember going in that one. It had all the not much signs of traffic, but there were lots of bones and things in there, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And a sign that I think essentially said "Stay out" or "Death beyond here" or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Beware all ye who enter.
Yeah.
Arista tells us that following these signs is a good idea, based on some of her former companions.
Yes. Okay, I think that's all the cave entrances on this map. So, all right. Well, with that in mind, then I think
Cool.
I'm ready to call it here. So,
Well, it's been productive anyway,
All right.
so
yeah,
thanks very much. And
Yeah.
hopefully next week we'll have at least 3 people so we
Yeah.
can get together and start knocking down some of these caverns.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's why I say we'll just play whoever shows up.
And I'll leave it to you as well for next week to let me know how my new things work.
Yeah, I will definitely look at that. Cool.
Thanks very much, then. Have a good
All right, cool.
week, guys. Cheers.
Thanks, you
Bye.
too.
Yep. All right.